Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. I really don't like them, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. I'm out here in the heat, which is bad enough, you know, like I said, I'm a pansy, but it's even worse if you're out here in the heat inside of a glass oven. So they'd like to have their AC working. Now, it was in earlier, we charged it up, and it ended up with a leak, a big leak, which we couldn't identify at the time. He fixed the leak, he thought, and it came in. Well, before we even let it go, or before we even charge it, we're going to make sure that it's not leaking. And I shot air into the system, and it just immediately started. And of course, it's so convenient that you have to climb a ladder to get to it. And as soon as I shot air into this system, that needle started to drop. And of course, oh man, gosh dang it, oh, what are we doing? Shoot, oh, something was wrong. The customer did the work himself. Maybe he missed something. Maybe he didn't get a seal right. I don't know. And we took the covers off for the condenser there, which we needed to anyway, because look at that. I'll blow all them out before we reinstall them, because it's got to be able to breathe for the AC to work. I couldn't find any source of a leak on the lines. I followed the lines up there. The evaporator's on the bottom, but it has to be sourced from inside the cab. It's all hanging out the bottom. Why did you do that? You could have just put the bolts on the bottom, and you could take the bolts out and drop it out the bottom. But no, you made it to where it sits on a lip inside the cab, so you have to pull the seat out and everything to get to it. Anyway, I was back up here, double checking everything again, and when I bumped the gauges, I hear whoosh. I reached down there and tightened up a fitting on the gauge and aired it again, and it's been 10 minutes and it hasn't budged. So I'm gonna drain the air of the system, get it pumping down. I'm gonna have to pump it down a little extra because I put air in it, but that's fine because no one has freaking PAG 100 around here anymore. My boss is gonna have to go get it. I haven't put that stuff in 5-6 years. But this system has it. If it was a full flush that we had done, it would probably get PAG 46. But it's not. So we got to put whatever was in the system originally, which is PAG 100. That's fine. Of course, the number was SP15. Everybody has their own numbers of what, yeah, use this part number oil. It's like, you know, if your car uses 520 oil and they decide to call it part number 102934B. What oil is it? 102934B. You could just say 520. It shouldn't be that difficult, but it is. It really is that difficult. Anyway, we got it crossed up. It's PAG 100. We'll get that taken care of. I'm gonna blow these covers off. I can set this one on. That other one is too heavy for me to put on by myself. It's a two-man job. You can do it as a one-man, and it would be better if it was sitting on level stuff, but I'm up on top of a ladder on a busted up asphalt driveway. Yes, we need to get the driveway taken care of, but that's 5 figures that we don't have. So we're not doing it right now. It'll be later. Anyway, I'll get back to you when we got this thing taken care of. I will say this, for anybody that wants to say, well, just put dye in the system and you can find it in a little while, that probably won't work on this thing, because those Y drops right there tell me that this most likely is spreading liquid fertilizer, which is extremely corrosive. And this is a 2014 model. That means it's 8 years old, and I don't see a speck of rust on the machine. I see a little bit on the booms. very little bit where they've had to weld them up, but anywhere that's factory, I don't see any rust at all. That tells me they probably wash this machine like every 2 or 3 days, because when I say fertilizer's corrosive, I mean extremely corrosive. And there's not a speck of rust on this thing anywhere I can see. That tells me they wash it religiously. They're gonna wash all the dye off unless it's somewhere like inside of a case where you can't see it anyway. So I just wanted to add that on there.
Got a ton of work done on the building.
Well, I got the
shifter built, which took way longer than it should have.
Well, boss got back from town with some PAG 100. I oil charged that sprayer and got it pumping down. Got it pump it down for 35 minutes. We got a 10-minute vacuum leak test after that, so it ought to be getting pretty close to being ready to charge. I came in here when my boss went to town. He went and got Taco Bell, so I had a 5-layer burrito and a chicken quesadilla and drinking some iced tea. Watching some Fab Rats on YouTube. That's my lunch hour every day, is if I can get a chance to eat. Sometimes the phone rings, but if I can get a chance to eat, watch a little bit of YouTube. All right, we're charging on this thing. Gonna fire it up and we'll see what the gauges do.
Cut the high side off?
No, I want to look at the pressures. There we go. Boy, that's a high-low side. What in the world? There we go. Let it equalize. Okay, I popped the expansion valve and we're settling out. That looks pretty good. Now we'll suck out the hoses. Okay, what I did there was equalize the hoses. It opens up, you take off the high side hose and it opens up the valves inside and sucks the high side into the low side. That way you don't have a high pressure in your machine yet and there's no wasted Freon. So we're gonna give this customer a call. He'll come up here and grab this. It's windy today, but since he's using Y drops, he can still go ahead and apply fertilizer because it's down underneath the leaves of the corn. So he can go a lot. So like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.